You like that? That's
Yeah,
some good shit.
Italian.
That's some good shit opera right there.
Figaro.
All right. So anyway, that's right. I've been listening to opera lately. You like that? That's good shit.
We should go to an opera show.
We should.
That would be a good idea.
I thought about it.
Actually, me too.
Did you think about it?
Yeah, going to opera?
Yeah, that would be fun.
What's the? Yeah. What's the? Is it Carmen? Isn't Carmen an opera show?
Carmen?
Yeah, I think so. That's one. But my only issue is like, what about the language barrier? Will I be able to understand it?
Oh yeah, no, not at all. Oh, because it's mostly if you actually appreciate true opera, it's going to be in Italian usually.
Right.
And unless you understand Italian,
because I think
even if you don't, it's going to be hard.
I think the only English one is like Phantom of the Opera.
I don't even care. No, but I don't care to listen to like what they're saying.
Oh, you just want to go for the experience?
The emotion.
For the experience. And yeah, you can, like music, you feel it.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't matter what language you're speaking.
It's mostly the orchestra that sets everything.
Right.
And the people that are singing are kind of just...
And then if it's theatrical, you kind of get a gist of what's going on.
Basically.
But yeah, I love opera music and classical music. It's one of my secret, guilty pleasures.
I like it too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I actually sent some I like listening to remakes of rock songs that are all piano or violin made. And I sent that to somebody once and they were like, "You listen to this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "I would have never expected that." Yeah,
mine's like a guilty pleasure. That and Cher.
Cher.
Really? Cher, yeah, I love Cher.
Okay.
It's like a guilty pleasure. You believe in love, gypsies, tramps, and thieves. Anyways, so we were at the mall this last Saturday. Mm-hmm. Val and Autumn and John and I. And one thing I noticed quite a bit, though, is there was a Lululemon, right? You know what Lululemon is, right?
I'm pretty sure it's like a lemonade stand or something.
No. Wow. No. You.
What the fuck's a Lululemon?
Get your shit together.
What is that?
Lululemon is pretty much what originated the yoga pants. It's what started it. The guy
it's a store?
It's a guy who made yoga pants, branded it Lululemon. It was made for athletic fit people. And then all of a sudden, a lot of fat women said, "We want to part of that too. And I want to look sexy too." And I saw it. And I saw it. And I said out loud, I said, "I'm not going in there because I'm not physically fit to buy Lululemons."
Right.
That's
right.
Oh,
you're talking about that one store that had all the gym clothing.
Yeah, well, the Lululemon, the yoga pants and whatnot.
Yeah, because there were several stores that you pointed out that were
for fat people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the one thing I did notice at the mall was women of all this any ages from 13. What?
No, I said yeah.
From 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and on up. We're wearing, what are they called? Are they called tank tops or tube tops? What are they?
Crop tops.
Crop tops? Yeah. That's right. And
tank tops.
There needs to be a limit on who can wear crop tops. Let's be honest.
There should be a limit on
There should be only a certain amount of people should wear it. If you're thin and fit...
I'm not thin and fit, and I wore one.
You said crop tops, right?
Yeah.
So...
Because there's some people that
I think he's referring to people that have a really gross-looking midsection.
They got a gut hanging out from the front, and it's that's disgusting. Stop. It's you're not... Stop it. Your fat is oozing out. That needs to stop. Where do you see me? You don't see me fucking doing stupid shit like that, walking around in Speedos and crap like that. Because why? Because it doesn't look good.
I mean, you could
have some fucking.
But were you not looking for a Speedo?
Yes, I was looking for a fucking Speedo, but that's for suntanning on my own private time without showing it to the public.
He was really looking for a Speedo?
Yeah, because I've been suntanning. Got to tan lines.
It was hard. We couldn't find one, actually.
Dude, you're like me. You're like a salamander. You don't tan on the underside.
And
if you do, you just burn.
Yes, I fucking do.
You just burn.
Yes, I fucking do. Watch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let me. Oh. What the fuck?
Wait,
no, it's white as hell, dude.
Here we go.
That's not tan at all. That's just burnt.
What are you talking about?
It looks
That's
like you already have a Speedo with that short as a fucking short.
Because I've been wearing underwear. It's the only thing I got for tan line. I don't like the short things.
How are you tanning?
How am I tanning?
Like you just go in the back and just lay down in like
You might as
next to your
well.
horses or something.
What's
and
that?
How do you suntan? Is that at your house?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, it's at my house. Obviously, I'm not gonna go out in public.
I mean, like,
Embarrassing.
You could go to a tanning bed.
No, I thought
You could
about
just
that
get
too.
butt naked in them, and then
Oof.
that way you don't have to worry.
No, I'm good.
let it
My
sweat all
penis
over.
is gonna get dried to get shriveled up like.
You wear a Speedo in the fucking thing.
Huh?
You wear a Speedo in the-
Most like women when they go, they just naked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is hot in there, actually.
So no,
It is,
I used to just lay a towel out, and then I would put
Go on
on
the roof.
No. Yeah, fucking the drone watches me. No, I used
Google
to just lay
Maps.
the.
You just going.
Well, it took me a while because I have a nasty farm. Well, I had a nasty farmer stand. I'm working on it, and I got sick of it. Like I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna start tanning, and then we'll go from there. And I did like 15 SPF, and it wasn't working out for me. I did like 30 minutes each, and I didn't see shit.
Yeah.
So then I said, let's try baby oil. So I did baby oil for like 30 minutes each side, and that got me pretty red. It didn't get me like blistering,
Yeah.
which is good. So that put the base down, and now I do the tanning oil. And now I learned back in like June, late May, it was 45 minutes each side. Now that it's like stupid hot now that we're in the 110s, it's gonna be like 30 minutes each side. So I did 30 minutes today each side.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting.
So how does it make you feel now that you're more tan? I guess.
I like it. I don't mind it. I think it's better
All right.
getting that vitamin D. But anyway,
He likes that
But you know
vitamin
what?
D.
But you know what the moral of the story is
He got
here?
He likes a lot of vitamin
He
D.
caught himself with
You know what
that
the moral of the
one.
story
I
here
heard you can
is?
get a lot of vitamin D in the
Doing
Philippines.
stupid shit like that privately without showing my gut and stuff out there in public. Like, what is the point of that?
I mean, I disagree with you. You know, I do.
You think women should be hanging their guts out
think
there
they
with
could
crop
do-
tops?
If it makes them feel happy.
No, that's not the point. Have
Well,
some fucking decency.
and if
Speaking
they-
of decency, I saw that video that there was like this pride parade with like a bunch of like naked people on bicycles riding through. That shit was fucking.
isn't that your thing?
No, it's not my
That's your
thing.
That
thing,
is your
Josh?
thing.
That by
That's literally
definition.
what you promote.
By definition, that's a crime.
You cater to that, though.
and
But
I'm
that's
glad.
what you love.
I don't love
That's
that.
what you cater.
I cater to that.
You literally
Little
have a
bit,
whole
yeah.
thing up here. You're not homophobic. Yeah.
The fun little theme. I still think that's funny. I watched it again, like last week. I was like,
The
"That shit's-"
naked guys in the bikes?
Yeah.
Of course
No,
you
no, no,
would
no,
watch
not
it
that,
again.
not that.
Of course you would.
the naked guys in the corner of that theme picture thing that was last week on our show. That shit was so.
Why are you
fucking
changing
funny.
the subject?
No, because I think that's funny.
It backfired.
But
on
in either
him.
case, that video.
I support gays,
is-
but I don't support when they're naked on bikes in front of children. But I do, but I don't. Ooh.
that video is actually video evidence that they broke laws. So they're all probably going to get charged as what's it called the
No, they're
sexual
not.
something or other. What are they called?
Because that's what
Predators?
they
Like
want.
sexual
Because
predators,
that's
but
what the
it's-
liberals want. That's what the
It's really
Democrats
unlikely
want.
that will happen. They have to track down every single one of those people.
I mean,
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
They're all. But it was Seattle or something. What was it?
I don't
again?
remember.
It was a city, and it's
I
a
think it
major
was-
city.
I think it was Seattle. Yeah.
So like, I mean, just fucking. I mean, one of the people that were there, like, they didn't have any masks on. They didn't have. You can see their whole face, facial recognition software that'll identify them in like a minute.
Anyway.
I think it's a little bit obnoxious though that people are bringing their kids to those kind of things. I mean,
Oh no
for
no
that
no
fact,
no!
You don't know
Well,
what you're
because
gonna see.
they want the kids to be generally confused.
No, but you can.
They
you can
want to
have
stop the population.
You can have a pride
They
parade
want to
without
fuck them
being
up in the
fucking
head.
naked.
They want to fucking be predators to children. They love that shit.
You can have a pride
That's
parade.
the easiest mind to fuck. It's a child's.
Without-
Of course they are.
You can have a pride parade without being naked.
And this guy's promoting it over here.
I
you
just, I mean, that's where it came though. Like, where does the line draw? You know, I mean,
They're raping children, and it's been no.
Oh
It's
my
okay. That's
so
where it's gonna go.
something does definitely have to
Otto,
change.
you had something else you want to say?
So I mean, it's not really that exciting, except for we went to the mall or whatever, and I had my daughter, so we had to.
I met her child, British.
Yeah.
British.
Her
Yeah.
child is British.
That's pretty good.
No, my daughter's name is Britton.
Oh.
She is so fucking adorable. Like, if Hitler would have seen it, he would have been in love with it. She's Hitler's image.
Does she hate Jews?
She's blonde hair, blue.
Bleach blonde and beautiful, like, blue eyes and pale skin.
Yeah, she's
I told this to Autumn and we're in the parking lot. I'm like, your child is made in Hitler's image. She's really beautiful, but this is what Hitler wanted.
But he got me I was like putting things away, so he got me at the last minute. So once it registered to my brain, I started laughing and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. But yeah, no, so my kids are actually going to be going to their grandparents for the summer. So I'll be freed up for a couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we can like do shit then.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
I mean, I'm nervous, but I'm excited because it's gonna be really hard for me to be away from my daughter mostly because I haven't really been away from her that much.
Yeah.
But it'll be nice because I'll be able to like.
All the kids are gonna be gone?
Yeah.
Damn.
So party at Autumn's house then?
Well, I live with my grandparents, so no.
So party at Autumn's house.
So it's gonna be more of, Grandma, leave me alone. I put a sock at the door.
Jesus Christ.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Hey, everybody, welcome to About an Hour. I am Cisco.
And I'm John Cena. No, I'm actually Josh.
I'm Autumn.
And this crazy wild show is called About an Hour.
I didn't expect that.
So, we are wrapping this little relationship shit.
We're gonna
Once
say shit.
and for all. It was a good idea. It feels like we've been dragging it out lately, and we're ready to wrap this up.
Now, in reality, there is a lot to talk about. We've
Had some great talks.
Yeah.
We've had some great talks, but I think this is why we're not one of those specific podcast shows, because we're gonna run out of shit.
Yeah. We'll have to come back and visit it for sure, but like way later on down
Next
the line.
year.
Yeah.
So, but we're going into it. So I want to hit up a topic about when you're talking to what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Quit fucking shit up. So I want to talk about something, and I think we can all relate on this, about when you're talking to somebody on the phone, right? Like text message on a dating app or in person on a date. How do you break the ice? How do you go from, and this goes out for anybody who needs this type of advice.
Want to see my dick?
Yeah, well, that's definitely, that's where you go from that to block. Anyways, but the real question is like where, and I guess this could be helpful for anybody that needs this kind of help. But you always start off with hey, which is very black.
Not
you never
always.
start off with hey.
Hold
So
on.
not always.
Not always, but that's kind of where the people are gonna go. Right?
Okay.
And because let's be honest, you could say, hey, beautiful, but you got to remember, 30 other motherfuckers have already done this.
Right.
So, where do you go once you get the, I guess once you're accepted because you look decent online, they'll say, hey, back, and then you go, how are you? What are you up to? And then obviously you get stumped, right? Everybody has gotten stumped, I'm assuming, when it comes to online dating or dates in general. No?
Like, what do you mean by stumped?
Do you mean like pegged or like?
Because there's only so far where you can go. So you'll go from, hey, how are you? I'm doing good.
Yeah.
All this stuff, right? So, and then eventually down the line, you'll get stumped because you'll feel like, okay, well, we talked about movies. We talked about music. We talked about our hobbies. But I think in reality is how do you stretch out to other topics? How do you get a conversation going where the flow is very chemistry like and you've got things going on?
So I have a perfect answer for you, but we are going to acknowledge that our first time, one of our first time chatters here, Sir Lefty, said hello. So hello, Sir Lefty.
Hello, Sir Lefty. Wow, this is somebody else.
Yeah,
He was like,
it says first time chat. So yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, so for that, when I was doing online dating, I learned that I got more responses from people if I didn't say something super generic like hello or hey or what's up, that type of shit, you know? But so instead, if they had any information in their profile, I read their profile, put some actual effort in, and then said something that is in their profile that could be like funny or some shit. And then I went with that, and that was the icebreaker, because then they were aware, it's like, oh yeah, that is something that I like. This person actually read my profile, they actually give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I did that probably like 100 times, got a couple of dates. But that's the guys, you know. But any girl that responds to any guy, they're always going to get a response.
Okay, so
it's different for guys and girls.
I'm going to keep that in mind, because I got a question to ask after that. Autumn, is there... You're in the dating, online dates thing right now at the moment. So my question to you is, do you ever feel like, damn, this is dead in the water? After so many, like, the basic generic questions, because you're trying to get to know each other,
like,
right?
what's your favorite color or some bullshit?
Yeah. So I do.
But how do you bounce? Does that make sense? What do they ask that goes into this whole beautiful conversation, I guess?
They have to be, like, really engaging in the conversation as well, because I can go straight into pretty deep conversations, skipping the, oh, what's your favorite color? And that can, like, come later on, you know, like, sometimes. There are a lot of people that are very generic, and they're like, that's how they start, or they don't really know how to engage in the conversation, and I lose interest really quickly.
Of course.
Because I can hold a conversation.
Yeah, I don't when you do it so much, right?
Yeah, I don't have a problem, like, continuing, like, I can find something out of nothing. I've had sometimes where if I've been talking to somebody for a while, and there's, like, little things that we haven't talked about, like, what's your favorite animal? With some guys, I've done, like, random questions for the day. Like
zodiac signs.
Yeah.
No, that is something to actually, like, talk to people about, is zodiac signs.
Yeah.
Like, while I don't actually care, it is a type of icebreaker where it's more than just what's your favorite color, or like
there's a lot of things that you can go into that, like what traits do you have of your zodiac sign, you know, exactly. Like, or what would you say is not accurate about your zodiac, you know, for you specifically, because zodiac is actually a very in-depth thing to go into, but you know, like, different things like that. I never usually have the issue of continuing a conversation as long as that person is willing and able to continue a conversation with me.
Right.
One of the biggest things that aggravates me the most is the ones that are like, hey, how's your day? And then, like, there's no, like...
Yeah.
I lose interest really, really quickly with that kind of thing. Because
you can only answer that so many ways to so many different people until you get tired of that fucking question every day.
Right.
You know?
And they're not learning anything about that person.
Yeah.
So...
It's like, oh, it was good. Like...
So, for an example, like, what is something... Just, you can be out of the blue now. Like, what is something, like, if a guy came out of nowhere, left field, hardcore, like, hard left field with this, what's something that would just throw you off the case? So let's say you talk to 20 guys.
Let's just say one guy that stood out that said something really different.
But what I'm trying to get at is you got
you guys seen the screenshot of that one guy? That like,
no, and like something like PG.
What I'm trying to get at is you got 20 guys that telling you the same thing. Hey, how are you? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite favorite? What's one thing that comes to your mind that the guy said to you out of the fucking nowhere, and you just had this, like, good conversation from
like that. The first conversation that
in general, anything really. It doesn't have to be a first. It can be just a general conversation that just wow, like, this is different, and I like this, and we're having a deep, in-depth talk compared to what I usually have.
I mean, off the top of my head, I wish you would have had me prepare for this. I would have been able to pull something up.
Well,
but off the top of my head, I can't really say specifically. I can say, like, with the dating app specifically. I use Hinge because that's...
Yeah, I agree with Hinge.
I think
Hinge is
it's
good.
the better one of all of them. I don't engage first usually.
Right.
Like I'm not on there like,
Swiping
oh
left
yeah,
and right.
I like this person. I like
Do
this
you ever
person.
even, sorry to interrupt, do you ever get the chance to?
What do you mean?
Well, let's be honest. Like, I know you and I were on dating apps at one point in our
But
lives.
get the chance to do
But
what?
hear me out. So, guys usually are out there like, this girl looks pretty. Hey, how are you doing,
Oh
beautiful?
yeah.
Do you ever get the chance to mention a guy first? Or do you just get flooded with dick pics and hey beautifuls and all this stuff that you never do get a chance to see?
So one good
What
thing
is out
about
there?
Hinge is like when they first like you, you're not gonna get flooded with dick pics. I haven't. It's more of when you go into like however you decide to communicate, text message or Snapchat or whatever, Facebook, if that's how you go. That's when I get the dick pics.
Right.
Not so much on Hinge. I actually don't really have anybody send me pictures on Hinge. But I think, yeah, I could if I wanted to, but I'm not usually the one. It's more, I have more people like me, and then I just go based on that because it's easier for me. It's like not wanting, I don't want to get rejected. And even though it doesn't show you that you're rejected on Hinge, I don't go out of my way to like somebody. I just kind of let them come to me, and if I think that they're attractive, then
Right.
I'll like them back.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. One thing I've noticed is when you take conversations that are just out of the ordinary and you engage in that conversation with that somebody, you've automatically caught their attention. So if you were to say, like, for example, what do you think about aliens? Or something stupid like that. Or you bring a conspiracy theory
Yeah.
out of the fucking blue.
Yeah.
Then you'll get their input, and then you're going back and forth with them, and then that kind of transforms into a different conversation, and then that transforms, and then what you're actually having by being different, a lot of times being way left field is a lot better for anybody out there, whether it be guys or girls, and engage in any conversation. That's really how you can break the ice when you go from, hey, how are you? What is your favorite thing? Just go into, you think Bigfoot's real? Or what do you think about this?
yeah,
What do you
I
think
agree.
about that?
That would be
So
Do you think
more-
there's two killers to Kennedy?
I think another way to say that is you should talk about
that was
your
pretty clear,
interests,
but okay.
and see if they tag along.
Huh?
You know, you should. What I'm saying is you should talk about your interests and see if they can tag along.
Well, no, because you don't
if-
also want
if
to be.
you really like conspiracy theories, then you want someone who's gonna
Yeah,
roll
but you
with your
don't want to
punches and talk
seem like a selfish prick either.
No,
You're like,
obviously.
I like this.
But-
Let me
but-
tell you everything I
but
like.
It takes two to tango. Each person has to say what they like, right? So like
Right.
you start conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theory topic is done. Let's move on to whatever that next person wants to talk about, and that'll be their cue or whatever to say something else, like favorite food spots to go to or some shit, and then you guys
but
talk about
by
that.
doing that, you're just going back to what's your favorite food, what's your favorite this.
No,
what's your
like,
favorite that.
but that's the thing. Like I said, it takes two to tango. It can't just be a one-sided thing where the guy is putting all the effort to get all these questions out of this person.
Right,
You know
but what I'm
saying?
trying to get at is when for the guys, this is for guys specifically because I'm a guy, but when a guy goes through the bullshit of what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that, and you're gonna get stumped. You're gonna end up on a roadblock. You're gonna end up like, where do I go from here? When everything is like, that's cool.
See, I don't really like that at first. You know, like what's your favorite this? I feel like you can develop. Yeah, you're gonna have like some things.
But would you feel but do you feel way better if someone came out of nowhere, but like, for example, like recent modern times, hey, what do you think about that Titanic submarine thing?
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
think it's
it's
a
a good one.
conspiracy? Do you think it's this? Or
Yeah,
do you
that
think
would definitely be.
You would literally go, holy fuck, like this is different from what's my favorite color, right? And you would engage, and they would engage, and then that would then transform into a different, I guess transform would be the right word, into a different conversation, right? And then there's a flow. Obviously, if there is no flow, it's not going to work out. The chemistry's not even there.
Right.
So let's take that into account. So people that are listening, which is 6th, So for the listeners that we got going on, that's something you could do. You always talk about something extremely random left field that you would talk with your friends. You know what I mean? To a certain degree. But now let's go into the next topic, right?
Okay.
It goes into the next thing. So let's say you are on the dating app and you're having these great chemistry, you're having these great conversations. You go on your date, right? What do you talk on your date if you've already talked at all on the app?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, the first thing that I would do, especially if I haven't seen like a lot of pictures of them, would be like, oh wow, you look much better in person, or something like that.
Okay.
And then we could talk about that. And I know you're saying.
Make a face?
Well, no, because the reason why is because a lot of pictures, even though girls try really hard to take good pictures, I want to comment on what they look like in person, because pictures you could have put on 2 times the amount of makeup you normally do, perfect lighting, tried all that shit, and then you meet in real life and I don't mention anything, or I say the wrong thing. So I would want to say like, oh hey, this is the first physical time that we're meeting. I want to mention something physical, right? Mm-hmm. That's me, and I mean I've done all right, I think.
So if a man doesn't comment on your physical appearance when you go on a date, asking for me personally, does that mean that I was not what they expected?
No, I would say that they're trying to hide what they're actually thinking, and that could be a good or a bad thing. And they probably either want to get away from you as quickly as possible, or they want to fuck you immediately.
Oh, okay.
If they don't mention anything about your physical appearance, like, you know how like it's a normal thing to mention people's physical appearance. It's like, oh hey, did you cut your hair, Autumn? Or hey, did you get good nice shoes or some shit, right? That's pretty common, especially if you're meeting someone for the first time. Am I the only one that thinks that way?
I don't know. I think the way you said it was very generic, though. Like, you look a lot better in person than you do.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm not saying to say that, but...
I feel like, I don't know, that seems like a... something... Maybe you can word it better.
I could have worded it better.
But saying it like that sounds like a slap to the face. Like, oh, you were okay in your pictures. I'm so glad you're way better in person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just sounds like, oh.
I'm out of practice.
What did I do? What did I do? Did I look like shit before?
Right.
Don't know. I have to work on my pictures.
I mean, that's what Sam said. She said that my pictures look like shit.
Your pictures were shit?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I didn't really take a lot of pictures. Like, those dating app pictures that I had on there, was like 4 or 5 of them. Super out of date. Not because, like, I wanted to keep up to date with it, but just, like, I didn't care enough. And I just didn't take a lot of pictures of myself.
So let's branch out of that. What would be the best profile pictures?
So
what pictures do you?
I'm so glad you actually.
What pictures do you post online?
I'm so glad that you actually brought this up, because I was talking to my cousin and my brother one day, and it was my cousin, my guy cousin, my brother, and then my female cousins. And we were talking, like, I was just sitting there and I was going through Hinge or whatever, and I was like, God, I'm so sick and tired of seeing men. Like, it's the same profile. It's the same thing. It's like men hunting or fishing, or them with their dog.
That's what I was about to say. Like, apparently, I mean, to guys, you caught a fucking 20-pound bass. That's pretty fucking cool to guys. But to girls, it's like, oh, you need a hobby to hype your game up. It's like a different story entirely. And I was like, wow.
I get why they put it on there, because it's like they're putting it on there because that's what they like to do. Okay. But it's really obnoxious to constantly see the same fucking... It was like, literally, it's their dog, fishing,
motocross,
hunting... Yeah, motocross. What's the other? There's another one that I was like really sick and tired of seeing.
Drinking?
No.
At a bar or something?
No, that I just don't see that as much.
Oh, okay.
To be honest.
Damn. Sir Lefty said, I like to post photos that make me not look short.
Stepping stools. Got it.
I can't remember. And then my cousin and my brother was like, well, you know what we're sick of seeing? And I was like, what? And they were like,
duck faces.
No, they said car selfies. And I was like,
car selfies?
Yeah, car selfies, and then like selfies in like a mirror. And I was like,
I didn't even know this was still a thing. That just seems so like.
I see bathroom selfies, but
I was like, that's my whole fucking
car selfies is in like you're in the car or like you're out of the car and taking pictures of yourself with the car.
No, like you're in the car and you're taking pictures of yourself.
See, I'm not sick of that. I feel like that's a fair picture. I mean, that's
when you see it so much, it literally becomes like that old saying of, if you eat a whole pizza, you don't want to eat pizza for a good while.
Yeah.
So when you see it so much, you're bound to get tired of it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
And they said that like one of the biggest reasons was because like you're not seeing a full body, like a full body picture, and the reality of it is like different angles. You're gonna make yourself look skinnier.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like I posted a couple photos from our Disneyland trip, Cisco, in my Hinge profile. I look like shit. And I think a good rule of thumb is to take pictures with things that you enjoy and your hobbies and shit. But I do understand seeing the same pictures from like a bunch of different profiles over and over again, right? So you know what I actually did was I had another account that was like for guys, like not like I pretended to be a girl and pretended to be a girl and there was a bunch of guys, right? So I was like trying to see like what all the guys' profiles pictures look like, and there was a lot of those types of things, like hunting, fishing. That I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sir Lefty here, our new chatter, said, I also posed with a photo of a giant crayon, which worked out in my favor.
And he also said some women would pose super close to their camera and then they turn out to be a whale. Actually, that's true.
Is true.
That happened with the one girl that I told you about that was my rebound from my ex.
Could have been your sister.
Where she took I'll show you guys how she took the selfie. She was like this. And she had missized like boobs, like really bad. So she's like, one of them was like an A cup and one of them was like a C cup. It was really strange. But she did this, like with a shirt on, obviously. But she went like that, like push and like that, and then she went like this or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's like that. I mean, cleavage makes your boobs look bigger, but she didn't have cleavage because it was an A cup, right? And I was like, I saw her in real life, and I'm like, that explains a lot. I mean, I still fucked her, but...
Oh, God. Yeah.
And then after... Do we have the same dad?
Bro. That's fucked.
My cousin and my brother actually ended up helping me with my profile because I was, like, like they said, like, oh, we're sick of this. And I was like, fuck, that's my whole profile. So they helped me pick out my pictures for my profile.
So... Daisy Dukes, I'm assuming a tank top, and...
What's a Daisy Duke?
For mine?
Daisy Dukes is the type of shorts she's got wearing.
Oh.
For mine...
Like short shorts or something?
Yeah, just short shorts.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a big fucking, like, log of Copenhagen in your fucking lip, right?
No. Let me see.
Nothing, to me, well, there's a couple things that are more unattractive, but smoking and tobacco chewing, to me, is just really unattractive.
I will...
You know what? I agree. I'm not a big fan of either one of those, but somehow I end up...
doing it?
Finding
a guy that does it.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not saying that.
Sounds like I'm referring to one of those abstract paintings.
Yuck. So my first picture on Hinge is like it's a car selfie with me with.
Okay, you got
God damn! How fucking zoomed in do you have to be? This is when guys assume the girl's fat.
But if you go through my profile, I have other pictures.
Yeah, I would remove that one personally.
Okay,
so you're.
All right, I'll get
you.
It's me with my oldest
She's wearing
son.
goth makeup.
I'm not wearing goth makeup. And then
bathroom selfie.
It's not a bathroom selfie.
It's a room.
No,
but there's a mirror.
Yeah, it's a room.
I think
and then another room
another
one.
Okay.
And then I have this one at a bachelorette party, and then I have it's another car selfie.
What is going on in that picture with your mouth?
Is it winking?
This one?
It's winking.
I'm winking, and I have like butterflies coming out of my.
Okay, we could probably help you pick better pictures.
Okay, well, this is really old, and I haven't updated it. And
yeah, I would.
That's fair.
So, because at the time when I first made it, Like, I wasn't doing it. Like, I actually didn't have any, like, pictures of myself because everything that I was doing was revolved around my kids. I wasn't going out and doing anything. And they were like, well, we could go take pictures of you with the horse or some shit like that, you know? And I'm like, I'm not going to do that because that's not me. Like, I'm not out here being a cowgirl.
And that's another thing I was going to mention. I think the best way to get someone's attention is candid photos. Candid.
What do you mean by that?
So, what you normally do in real life as an average person, and then someone takes a picture of that.
Right.
So masturbate.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm over here vigorous,
but me, the
Get it where my dick is hard.
The most things that I do is like I just barely started doing this. You know, before all of this and before me going out, it was literally kids events like baseball, you know, football, that kind of thing.
Cisco, take a picture of her right now. What she's doing. That's a candid photo. That's what I mean. Like.
Oh, in the moment.
Exactly. As you're doing something that you usually are doing, and then you just take a picture of it, and she's like doing this or something like that. That would be a great profile picture because then that would be a talking point. Like, oh shit,
actually,
are you in a podcast?
That's
wow.
Right,
but
you know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing is like I don't really do anything, and when I do things like, you know, like one of my favorite things to do, and I haven't done it in over a year, is like crafting. You know, but like nobody's following me around and taking pictures of me. So like I take a lot of selfies. Not true. I actually have pictures of you from this weekend.
Oh yeah, you do. She did. Yeah. I was strangling an alien.
Hot.
Thank you.
It was a video.
Yeah.
That was a video.
Was it a video?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a picture.
But I have a picture of you, like holding my daughter's hand. And you guys were walking.
Aww.
Yeah, it was super cute.
She's my new animal helper.
Yeah.
She got bit by an emu.
Did you really?
Not me, my daughter.
She did, yeah.
Oh, she started screaming or something?
It was funny. She grabbed his leg and was like gave it the dirtiest look. Like
yeah, she was surprised.
Take a picture.
We're actually gonna do this.
Yeah, we're actually gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna help. We're gonna help her Hinge profile.
Well, I don't even have makeup on or anything.
It's the point.
It's not.
You want to look natural.
Yeah. Don't even look at the camera. Just talk to me like you are right now. You know what I'm saying? And then just update your Hinge. And then once people actually see the picture. Good. Yeah. Once people actually see the
20
picture.
of them.
Jesus Christ.
One of them looks like you were picking your nose. You know, like your mouth is wide open.
Yeah, once people actually see this picture on your Hinge profile, then you can start talking about it and be like, yeah, we talked about this on episode 61 of my podcast, and then then you'd be like, oh yeah, that's what we're talking about and shit like that. Yeah, so it's cool.
So I guess wrapping this up, I think the best advice is if you get stumped, go into something crazy like
I wouldn't even say crazy, just something normal.
Like a conspiracy theory, or go into like a deep, in-depth talk where someone has to think.
So are you a Democrat or a Republican?
No.
But we didn't talk about, you said about the date, about the dead end on the date. We didn't really like.
About the what?
The dead end on a date.
Oh, perfect. So we can touch that real quick.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. So if you're on the date and you have talked it all out,
and you ran out of things to say, you just go,
and now
can I see your dick?
Yes, shots, yeah. That's a good point.
That's what I would do. I'd be like,
good point.
So, that's kind of what happened with me and Sam. Like, I was like, so, karaoke? We went to a bar.
And that's not a bad thing, because if you do get stumped, you find out who the real person is when they drunk. You know, when there's always a phrase. You want to find out someone really who they are. Get them drunk. Yeah. Right? So maybe something could have come out of that. I would say, in my personal opinion, I think, in general, if you're on a date, talk to someone in depth of things you've talked before, and then you have to grab something they said and then branch out of that. And then hopefully she gives you enough stuff. That's the other problem, because some girls don't give you a lot of stuff to talk about, or vice versa. So you can't grasp on something to branch out of.
Right.
Does that make sense? So if you did go what's your favorite this and that, then you say, hey, your favorite movie, you mentioned your favorite genre of movies is comedies or westerns, right? Let's say westerns. What is your favorite western movie? Because I never been into westerns. What would you recommend, right? And this goes for either or.
What would you recommend, Cisco?
I would recommend The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Never seen it.
It's
Outlaw Josie
Wales. It's a Clint Eastwood movie, and I like that one a lot more than the other ones. Then the Man with No Name trilogy.
You don't like Call Me Trinity?
I never seen that one.
Yeah,
the Man with No Name trilogy is that's like a fistful of dollars.
Yeah.
For $1 more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay,
I've seen those.
You've seen them,
and
you
they're
don't like
good.
them?
I think what's the first one? It's like A Handful of Dollars. I think is
a fistful of dollars.
Fistful of Dollars. I think is really good.
And
but
then and then a few more dollars, and then
to me,
else.
like a good western to me is The Outlaw Josie Wales. It's Clint Eastwood, and it's
I like
so fucking good.
I like the one with I wish I could remember his name, but it was that guy that's always in those black and white dramas, kind of tall, lanky.
John Wayne.
John Wayne's he's also in it. And then there's that guy, and he's in a lot of dramas. He was like the main actor of like really good movies. He's in several Alfred Hitchcock movies.
It's not Clint Eastwood. Right?
It's not Clint Eastwood.
Sam Elliott.
Who?
Sam Elliott.
No, not him.
So, but you know what I mean. But you would say, oh, like for example, why he finds that like The Outlaw Josie Wales is my favorite western. Why is it your favorite western? And then you would just kind of explain it, or you would then make it into a second date, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that. Have you had that where it's like you went on a date and it's been like just like dead? Yeah. There
is you need it. I've never been like a big talker. I know on the show it sounds like I am, but when it comes to like. If they're really beautiful, it was hard for me to like, I don't know, get their attention or like try to come up with something. I don't know. It just felt like we're stumped. There was a lot of dates in my past where it felt like a stumped.
So I found out the name of the western. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
it's called The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and his name is James Stewart. So he was in Vertigo, Rear Window, It's a Wonderful Life.
I've heard of James Stewart.
Yeah. But he was in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. And that was actually a good Western with, what's his fuck in it? God damn it. You just said his name.
John Wayne?
John Wayne, yeah. So, but that was one of those, I think that was one of those rare occasions they actually appeared together. Because that was like at the height of James Stewart's popularity, but at the drop off
John Wayne coming
of
up.
John Wayne, yeah. So
because James, is way back there.
Yeah.
So, Sir Lefties, to be fair, some men and women cannot carry an interesting conversation, or they always on their phones, which kind of ruins the mood.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is a valid point.
And that was actually one of the dates that I had gone on, and I went to Murphy's Law. That was one of the first dates. It was like the second or third date that I had been on after I left my ex. She was so incredibly boring. It was like I was talking to her through the dating app. Like she just would be, oh, yeah, or okay, or
that's how she talked on the dating app.
Yeah.
Why would you even go on a date?
Well, because I was desperate at that point. I wanted to get laid, and she was coming up from like Maricopa or some shit, so she was like in town.
I'm glad you bring that up. So a lot of guys are going to bump into that. Women too. What do you do?
What
do you do when someone is on their phone that much? And you're trying to engage, and you're trying
I make them pay their own bill.
when I go on a date, I put my phone away. I don't look at my phone
because it's a respectful thing to do.
And so like I might have it like if we're at dinner or whatever, I might have it like sitting on the table. Or most of the time I keep it in my purse and I have my watch on so I can check to make sure, like, because I do have kids, so I have to make sure that it's not my mom texting. If it's not important, I look at it real quick and like, oh, it's my mom or it's not my mom. Then I just like go on continuing the conversation. Like it's that's how it is for me when I go on a date. I give that person my full attention. I've not had anybody like be on their phone during a date, but I haven't really had very many dates.
Same.
So see, for me to go on a date also, it takes a lot. Like you're gonna have to talk to me quite a bit before I, give you the time of day.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for me to go on dates because of my kids,
You don't get a lot of free time.
No. And I have to get a babysitter, and my babysitters are far and few between because I don't trust anybody to watch. I don't just trust anybody to watch my kids.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, if I ever encountered somebody that was on their phone the whole time during the date, I would get up and leave. Like even if I I've only had one person since I've started dating actually pick me up for a date. So that's been the only time that I've ever been in a situation where, like, I wouldn't have been able to leave. But we did go somewhere where, like, I knew people.
Yeah.
And those people, I could have just stayed, there until they got off of work or whatever to take me home. Or I would just call somebody to come get me. I'm not going to be on a date with somebody who is so
obsessed or
in their
enthralled with their phone
that they're not even having. I get it if you got to check your phone real quick and respond to your mom and dad because they're watching your kids or whatever the case is, but like, homie, you better not be on your phone the whole time that we're on a date.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So shifting gears now.
Okay,
let's say the date goes great, right? We all know in the movies, on TV shows, it's like, want to go back to my place?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's obviously referring to fucking. So,
have you ever seen Hitch?
Is that the one with Will Smith?
Yeah.
No.
You never seen it?
No.
Dude, I love that movie. Hitch was such a good movie.
I'm on a strike now, so I'll probably never see it.
You're on a strike now?
Against Will Smith, yeah.
Oh, because he striked somebody else.
Get his wife's name out of his mouth.
I don't. Honestly, I don't really care anymore.
Team Chris Rock.
Like it happened. I still like his movies. Like, I still watch iRobot, Hitch, Pursuit of Happiness. He's still a really good actor, right? Amber Heard's a different story. I don't like her as an actor or as a person, so fuck her. You know what I'm saying? Amber Heard.
And that has been 3 minutes with Josh's.
That was 3 minutes.
So the question goes on where a lot of things can happen, right? So let's say the date goes really good. You invite her back to the place. You Netflix and chill. You get fucked, right? You get laid. The question is,
just like go right there.
Is it the right?
You get fucked.
What's it? Yeah, get fucked right up in there. So the question is, what is your viewpoint on this person? Is it still the same? Do they seem easier? Is it, well, she did this with me, or he did this with me, he must do this with others?
Okay. All right. That is a very,
or is
very...
the chemistry was that good, and she's telling you, or he's telling you, I've never done this before?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
And it means... there's a lot of different viewpoints on that.
We can go.
Like, for me... I was having sex on the first day. Basically, every single person that I had sex with was on the first date, except for my first girlfriend.
Right. But on the first date after that one, everybody was getting fucked.
Yeah,
by
every
you.
single person. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was like 100% success rate, basically.
How did you lead into that? How did that happen?
Being personable. In
what way? Give me an example.
Relating. And
we're helping the
listening and understanding.
We're helping the youth of America. Give me examples.
So, in order to get laid, don't be a dick on the first date. Like, be honest.
What did you do though? How did you get in their pants?
I was myself. I wasn't pretending to be somebody else.
Did you do sexual innuendos? Did you tease them? What did you do?
All the above. Just being myself. Like how I act, right? And I think that's probably what would put me ahead of the crowd, is that I'm not fake. I won't tell you shit that isn't true, and then
tell you
backpedal on it or something later on because it's like, oh, so it doesn't really fit my story at the time, so let me say something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always be honest.
Yep.
And with the whole having sex on the first date, it's not like that was a requirement, but it kind of it was kind of like, we went to a bar, or not even that, we went on a date and we're having a good time. Let's take it back to one of our places and then see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where it kind of...
Was that your motive?
No.
Be honest. Don't be I'm a gentleman.
I went on dates with people that I actually enjoyed talking to, and then we went back to their house, continued talking, and then we ended up having sex.
So it just got passionate.
Just got to that point.
After.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, I need to say whatever I can say in order to get into
Drop
my
your
pants.
Yeah,
it's not like that. It was just, we're having a good time, and yeah.
Got it. Autumn?
I feel like this question's a little bit difficult for me to answer just because
What? Why'd you laugh?
I don't know.
I've only been on a few dates. Okay. So
wait, just define a few, because for me a few is 4.
Yeah,
For you,
probably.
it might be.
And I thought a
4
couple
dates.
is a few, but a couple
Come
means
on.
2.
So, okay. What?
I used to think a couple meant few, and then like a few years
couple's
ago,
2.
I found out a couple means 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple means
Few
two.
is 4. In my opinion, few is 3 to 7.
Yeah.
Several is 4. Sorry, few is 3. Several's 4 to 7. That's
So
what I mean.
if I'm taking my husband out of the equation because we obviously went on several dates.
Right.
Our first date, we didn't have sex because we were in high school.
Yeah.
Abstinence.
So yes,
Age difference, actually.
it was abstinence.
Oh, okay.
I was saving myself for
Oh, I'm
marriage.
thinking of the military dude. That's what it was. The military dude was 18. You were like 14 or something.
Remember
Oh,
from
yeah,
episode
yeah.
3
Oh yeah.
Episode 3.
of the relationship
Oh
saga?
yeah.
Could be wrong.
That was the first guy that I dated.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm not counting high school. I'm not counting my husband. After me and my husband separated, I went through like what you would say is the slut phase or whatever. I met up with several guys. They were not dates. We did not go on dates. It was purely we knew what we were going for.
Was it like prostitution
Yeah.
Wow.
type stuff?
Yeah, I
No.
got paid for it. No.
Well, did you get food or anything, or you just said, hey, all right, let's
No.
drop your pants?
Yeah.
And
That
that
is
was
a-
it.
So
Okay, interesting.
Okay, I'll let you finish, but I have a question off of that.
Yeah,
okay,
go
yeah,
ahead.
no. So, like there was probably like 3 guys in Texas that, literally like one of the guys.
One of the truck drivers, right?
Let her talk.
He's a truck driver now, but he wasn't at
Oh.
the time. He came over a couple times, and I don't know. I guess maybe you can consider it a date. We didn't actually fuck until like the 3rd time that we hung out.
Oh. Okay.
One of the guys, I straight up went over there and knew exactly what we were getting into. Tesla guy, I knew exactly what I was walking into when I went into the hotel. I'm not fucking stupid.
Right.
You know, I mean, yeah, we can maybe call that our date, but it wasn't. There was another guy that I had dated while I was in Texas that actually lived here, and he came to visit me in Texas and stayed with me.
Okay, I think a better question in this case would be the first time that you met up with somebody and had sex. How many times was that? Because like,
Okay, I think what he's trying to get at is because there has been times when I was going through that phase as well where you knew what was going to be taken slow and you knew where both of you were agreeing you wanted to get in each other's pants, right? So the motive was obviously obvious. So it's whenever you met, you kind of talk for like 5 minutes and then you just engage and then you were on it. So I think what he's trying to ask is,
like, what's the difference
what
between a
was
date
the
and just
date?
meeting up?
What was the date that led to being in the bedroom? I guess would be the
It was
right
just
term.
Hinge and like, oh, let's fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So then I really haven't had any of those.
You haven't had so you've never had
A
first
date
dates
and then go
sex.
I guess if that's what we're going to consider it, but it wasn't like literally every guy that I met up with. Okay,
The plan was to have sex for those guys.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so that'd be 0, right?
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
one guy recently that we met up and like had a date, and it didn't lead to that.
Okay. So
And
are
it's
you
still-
against that? Like, would you talk to someone on Hinge for like a week and then
I
say meet
actually-
me at Longhorn,
Like, going
and then you guys go from Longhorn to his house or your house and you guys had sex?
No, going forward, I plan on, because I'm out of that stage where I don't want just a sexual
You want a
connection.
relationship.
I want a
Yeah.
relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm done with that. So if I have any hints or feel like our first date is going to lead to them wanting to just fuck, like, I'm good.
Right.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But if it ends up like you guys go on your first date and you have sex, then
I
that's
mean-
fine.
It's gonna be what it is, but I'm pretty dead set that that's not what I want. So with that being said, like,
Okay.
it's not gonna happen.
Fair.
I mean, that person would really have to work really hard.
What's your definition of really hard? Because maybe I was trying like really hard. I don't really know because I was just trying to be myself. But like really hard as in like they pay for your dinner, They open up car doors.
Actually,
take the time is what
yeah, I actually really refuse to let guys pay for me on a date.
That's fair. Date. But like, what's really hard? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there would have to be a lot of foreplay. Like, you'd have to really work up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
so they'd have to be daddy doms.
Daddy doms? What the fuck is
I'm pretty sure you know what that is.
I don't.
You don't know what daddy? Do you know what daddy dom is?
No.
Oh my god. So a daddy dom is basically somebody who like pretends to be like not their dad, but like they treat them like
someone who's like a subordinate. These phrases?
Oh, so you mean like, yes, daddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Wait, say that again for our listeners. I'm gonna say it again.
Shh. That did sound pretty enthusiastic by Autumn.
Say it again.
Autumn, you said it like you say it quite often, to be honest. Like you knew how to say it in which tone too.
Do it again.
No, you guys, you're gonna have to move on.
Oh, okay. I'll record it. I'll get the clip later. I'll just play it like, yes, daddy.
On repeat. Like,
but yeah, but it's basically like that, where, you know, is that what you would consider like serious, like really good foreplay? Is that type of shit?
Like trying really hard?
Yeah, like that type of stuff.
What?
Every time I hear about foreplay with you, all I can remember is the floodgates.
Faucet.
What are you shaking in your head?
Nothing.
Bring a Muppet!
Bring a Muppet.
Bucket and a mop. So, you got something you want to bring about the honeymoon phase.
Oh, yeah.
But hold on. Because going into, like, we're talking about the first date or whatever, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This, let me see if I can phrase it right. When you guys go on dates, or when guys go on dates, should I say, I've been told by several men that women usually have, when a guy goes out with somebody, they have categories for those women.
What does that mean?
Like, you're gonna, like, when they see your dating profile or they see you in person or whatever, they put you in a category. And there's two categories. There's, you know, they just see having sex with you, and or they see like a potential relationship.
Oh.
Would you say that's accurate, or would you say that's...
I'm gonna sit this one out because of the dates that I've gone on. They ended in sex, basically.
But when you went on those dates, did you expect like
a
relationship, or...
I didn't expect anything, and that's where I keep my bar is very, very low. Not because I don't have standards, but because I don't expect anything from anybody. So because the fact that we went on a date and we ended up having sex doesn't really change how I initially felt about them. It was just that's what ended up happening. So, in my opinion, my view is going to be skewed in like maybe different from him.
So then the question would more be like, when you've seen girls on dating apps,
yeah,
you're like, oh, that's a girl that I would definitely fuck.
Oh yeah,
and that's it.
And so is the initial interaction about how they physically look, like what's setting your expectation for that person? I'm not sure if that's the best way to say it. I only swipe right on somebody who I could see myself dating. Like when I was on Hinge and shit, right?
That's fair.
I wouldn't just swipe right on everybody, because sometimes it'd be like I'm gonna sound racist saying this, but I am not physically attracted to black women. So there'd be a lot of black women on there, and a lot of them would swipe right on me, and I would continuously see that type of shit, and I was like, unfortunately, like I didn't tell them that, but I was like, there were some really attractive black women that actually swiped right, which I was really surprised, but I'm just not attracted to black women. Now he is. I can see myself being attracted to Asian women, maybe definitely Latinas, and obviously white women, but like for black women it was just totally different. If I were to be on a dating app like now, it would be the same deal. Like I still wouldn't like these specific people. So I don't know.
Cisco?
He's over here texting his.
No. So here's the deal. When I was single on the dating game, the way I would do things is I would message everyone and anyone. And the idea would be who replied, right? And then I would engage in conversation. So I'm going to be honest with you. The girls that were very beautiful, maybe a little bit out of my league, but were a little interested in me, I didn't do... I kept those professional. I kept the conversation professional. Does that make sense? And leading to a date with the hopes of relationship. The girls that were average or decent or a little bit lower than a 5, I would do like sexual innuendo phrases, or not. Yeah, I think that's the right word. And then if they caught on to it and they were interested in that field, then I would see where that would go. Does that make sense? Like, okay, so I guess what I'm trying to say is if they were beautiful and they were interested in me, I would take that more serious towards a relationship. If the girls were like semi-decent or just felt like they were easy, I would engage into like...
So you definitely had a category.
Yeah.
You categorized them.
If I can feel like they were easy to get in their pants, I would get in their pants.
Right.
And if they were like, goddamn, they're good looking, you know, don't fuck this up, then I would not fuck it up. And I would take it on dates and take it semi-serious.
So it sounds like he has a category.
Right.
Where it's like,
So
it's
then,
like I could see like fuck buddy, you know, girlfriend, marriage material. And
Yeah.
that's the different category
Right.
type shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, with that being said, how would you know, or would you know as a woman that that's what category you're in?
What do you mean?
Like, for example, how would I be able to recognize that I'm in a specific category?
Oh, well, that's pretty easy.
Is it easy?
Yeah, I can tell you. I can tell you how it is.
Okay.
I got nothing to hide.
No, I know.
Like, I got no secrets. Like, I'm not dating as of now, and if I hopefully knock on wood, like my relationship doesn't break up, but if it does,
yeah.
Hopefully no one listens to the show and knows my secrets. Hold on, real quick, by Sir Lefty. Same, Cisco. I would go for any type of woman that was interested to me when on dating apps. Some women were just very boring and would not reach out to me, so that is when I knew to ignore, stop talking. Yeah, and same.
Yeah.
Same. If they're not engaging conversations,
it's kind of like
move on to the next.
Yeah, it's kind of like a feeling that you get from somebody.
It's not a feeling. It's that the chemistry is there in the conversation.
No, yeah, I know. But what I'm trying to say is like if you realize that you're messaging somebody more than the other person is messaging, let's say that they never start the conversation, you always have to start the conversation. This works both ways. But like if they message you first, then
that means they're interested.
They're interested in you. But if you're never messaging them first, they're either desperate or they're going to stop talking to you because they realize, hey, this person isn't really reaching out to me. I'm always starting the conversation. Right. This is going to be one of those one-sided relationships that I don't want to get in. Or either that or we're just fuck buddies. And it's like, that's not what I want to do.
So to answer your question, I'm going to tell you how it is. I can tell you. If they want another date with you and they keep the conversation flowing and they haven't gotten into your pants right off the bat, then they want something semi-serious or serious. Does that make sense? Because they're taking the time and they're going to let things happen when they happen. And if it happens down the line, if it's a month or two, then you know, and then it happens. And then you got to figure out if the next day they're still sticking around being the same, then that's when you know that they're being serious. I will say, if the conversations right now on the phone by the dating apps is very sexual and you go on a date and you end up having sex, two things are going to happen after that. They're going to disappear on you, or they're just gonna want to engage more sexual conversations nonstop.
Right.
Because that's all they're kind of. And there's nothing wrong with being super horny. Like, I'll admit it, I kind of am. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
But there's also, yeah. But there's also that. There's also that if that's all you show all the time, you're also showing that that's all you give a fuck about.
Right.
And if that's really what you're looking for, and yeah, there's a whole, well, once I'm released, so to say, I can have a conversation, but it's like, but then you look like you're using the gal. So that's my 2 cents into that. It's got to take time and whatnot, and you'll know when they're into you. But if it's a quick, what's that stupid phrase, like wham bang, thank you ma'am type of thing,
Right.
then
wham bam, thank you ma'am.
something like that.
Maybe. Oh.
So that's when you kind of figure out, like, okay, I'm here for.
Yeah, I was right. Wham bam, thank you ma'am.
Thank you. That's what he said.
He said bang, but yeah.
Tomato. Thanks, Sir Lefty. But that's how I would describe it.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting. So what, like, in the case of, like, Josh, who fucked on the first all of his dates,
Don't say it like
how
that.
the fuck would you know? You know?
How do you know what?
Like, how would you know that person, I mean, I know you said, like, oh, if they're still engaging with you, following and it's not just sexual.
Because so what happens in those is the conversations during the dating chats have become so natural. So
Yeah.
when you're on the date, it's still the same natural chemistry.
Yeah.
So you kind of knocked out some time that you would have. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You knocked out time that you would have done in person. You knocked it out with the dating app, and then here you are in person. You already have let's say you've already have a good understanding of where each of you stand.
You've been through the rounds.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you've been through the rounds. You've shortened the time that you would have done in person. You've done that, over the phone.
Right.
Let's say add the fact that you do talk over the phone. Right? It's more personal. You're getting more of an idea of who that person is. So when you finally meet,
it shouldn't be too different.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too different.
And it should basically be like a continuation of that online chat that you've had with that person. And you'll know. Like, and that's what I was talking about. Like, it's a feeling that you get. It's like, wow, they actually talk like this in real life, and they're being genuine. Like, they've been genuine since I started talking to them. They're still genuine in real life. This might be a person that I want to continue talking to.
Right.
And then it just kind of goes from there. But that does definitely take time. And that's how you know if someone's actually serious about it. They'll put the time, they'll put the effort in.
Yeah. Because
and you'll,
go on. No, go on.
Well, they'll put the time and the effort in, and you'll just kind of get a more in-depth, thorough, and genuine relationship with that other person.
Right.
Okay. So the general thing on the online dating apps is it's not a schematic, but it is a step process, right? And I think we can all agree here it's a very same step process. Hey, get to know each other, give it a week or two, want to meet you, I want to get to know you, let's meet in person, you go on a date, 2 routes go from there.
Yeah.
Easy fuck or get it on.
Clap the
farther.
cheeks or...
Yeah. So Josh, on the other hand, from what he's telling us is he took his time on the online part. Mm-hmm. So when the final in-person time met, when the actual engagement in person happened, it led to what you would have done in person. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that probably was what happened, was because I did spend quite a bit of time talking to people.
So you were showing them
online.
on... So what happened,
like
what he was doing was
weeks.
What's that?
I spent like 2+ weeks
Yeah.
talking to an individual person.
Yeah. So what he was doing,
and then going on the date.
He was engaging with them, kind of showing them on the phone my motives, our relationship. And compared to the average Joes, like a lot of us, it was...
When are we going to meet up?
Get to know each other. Get to know each other, go on a date, take it from there. And then that takes that time, but this time it's in person, on the phone, on dates, on this. It's a lot more.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's that.
So then going into, I guess, honeymoon phase.
Yes. So let's say that you do have sex on the first date, and now you got butterflies in your stomach, and both people feel the same way. and then what happens? A month later, 2 months later, maybe 3 months later,
well,
you realize
or even
that
taking let's take sex out of it, because like I've had several guys that have supposedly like fallen like in love with me within like, you know, a couple weeks of talking. And
those are called toxic men.
And or meeting. And
yes, but no, but we'll get there.
I don't know. It's really confusing to me because, and maybe this is because of my trauma, my past relationship.
Yeah.
I don't fall in love. I might think that I fall in love easy, but I can really recognize like this is lust over love.
Yeah.
You're looking for somebody to love because you were hurt so badly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Those are
saying?
called rebounds. And they're like, "Oh my god, I want to latch on to the next thing." You know?
No, but
No,
not
I see
necessarily,
what you're
because
trying to
for me, for example, the first guy that I would say that was my boyfriend after me and my husband separated, that guy thought he fell like madly in love with me.
Okay.
And I liked him.
Yeah.
Things were great. You know, he came and visited me in Texas. Like, we then, you know, we fucked. The chemistry changed. I actually didn't. I was like, this just isn't for me.
Was he just like, he had a small dick or something? Or?
It's,
See the Marshmallow Man?
He sweated too much. Talked in sleep?
he didn't really know how to fuck very well, and
Is this the Marshmallow
See, and that's
Man?
why it's the motion of the ocean. I told you that.
he did have a small dick. So
Is this the
like,
Marshmallow
that's
Is this the
not.
Marshmallow Man, the thinned out?
I don't know who
Oh,
it is.
you know who we're talking about.
The
Say the first.
Military. Come on.
Oh no!
It wasn't him?
Okay,
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
And the sigh of relief.
No.
Oh, so you're saying that he did?
He didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh, he
This is
also didn't. It's a
So
different
this
one.
guy's no,
Didn't
he
really help
didn't.
his case.
This guy. All right, I'll use his name.
There's another
because
person that was just as shitty as you were.
Apparently, that's very common. I didn't know that. Like that guys don't know how to fuck sometimes. It's like half the guys.
To be fair, that man that you guys are talking about, it was his first time.
As far as you know. As far as you know. Now,
I don't know why he would
He
lie.
told me back when we were 19 he went to a party and he got laid at this party. So,
Okay, well,
It could be pity. He could be playing the pity card.
all right, go back to where
Anyways.
we're
Let's
getting
go
off
back
track.
to
so no, this guy's name was Wesley. So we'll
Okay.
throw that out there. I don't care.
Wesley, you have a small penis. You're live from New York.
Anyway, so he fell like madly in love with me, whatever. I wasn't like, after all said and done, like it was more like I recognized the toxic traits. Like he was very super possessive of me, and I was like, nope, not having it. Like I'm good. He wanted me to stop talking to my kid's dad, which that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, you can't really.
And his family, and I'm like, that's never gonna happen because
Oh, man.
I have kids, you know,
Yeah.
like it's just not gonna happen. So moving on, then I had another one who also thought that he fell in love with me, and that was after like a month of talking, and I'm like, dude, like this is too much. This is
Right.
way too much for me. Like there's no fucking way. We've only been talking like maybe a month. You can't love me. There's no way.
Yeah, and that's why I initially said that's called toxic men, is because they just don't know how to separate lust and love. And you may have not even met the person yet, and they're like, "Oh my god, I love talking to you. I can't imagine." And it's like, that's not somebody you should get involved with, because they don't know how to talk through what they're feeling. They just kind of say, "I love you," and then come to find out they actually don't, and you learn that the hard way, not them.
No, I don't, because
No, I'm
like,
saying, like,
I
the other
recognize it
person.
right. Yeah, I recognize it right away, and I'm like, this is weird. And also, I'm like, I can't. Like, it makes me feel uncomfortable for somebody to tell me that they love me when
Off the first like couple dates or some shit. It's like, yo, you need to back the fuck up. Like,
yeah.
I have some questions for you. How? Within what day do they tell you, "Oh my God, I'm in love with you"?
So for Wesley, we had been talking, I don't know, maybe a month.
So after a month, he told you that?
Wait, what?
So after a month of talking with you, he told you that?
How many dates had you been on?
None, because
no, fuck that.
Well, hold on.
Well, okay, so he lived here. So this was a little bit different.
Okay.
He lived here in Arizona.
Yeah.
We did a lot of FaceTiming, so I don't know if you would count that as dates.
No. I mean, like, in physical person, like, you met with this person.
Okay, so then we didn't actually have an actual date, like, where it was just me and him.
Yeah.
Until I moved back here.
So you guys had been talking for...
We had started talking in February, and I moved back in March. So,
like, a month, and then you met up with him a month later.
He came and visited me in Texas.
Wow. Holy shit.
Actually, I started talking to him in December.
Yeah.
And then...
Did he try anything with you after you moved back in March?
Well, we went on a date, and...
I love you, Autumn.
It was before that he was telling me that he loved me.
But you still decided to go on a date with him?
Hold on.
I would have fucking ran.
Yeah, I did go on a date with him, and then I immediately was like, this ain't right.
Yeah.
Like,
so you mentioned when you brought up this topic earlier today that you had other people on dating apps tell you this shit too.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the guys on the dating apps. What is it? Third day they're telling you this?
So he was on a date. I met him on Hinge.
Yeah.
And then
but all the other ones. Give me like a ballpark and estimate.
The second one was probably like about a month after we started talking.
Okay.
The third one was probably like 3 weeks after we started talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My advice would probably be the same. I would say that if somebody tells you that they love you, and I would say you've only been on like less than 5 dates, five or less, and it's been less than 3 months, they don't love you. I think that's kind of, like, in my opinion, that's fair, because you haven't known them long enough, you haven't seen them long enough, and there's no way that you can generate that kind of actual feeling, that actual love, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just it being lust or it being lust. Familiarship, you know what I'm saying?
It's lust.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I agree, because, like, I can honestly say that I've been in love twice. My first boyfriend.
The military guy.
Yeah, I very much loved him, and still to this day, like, I mean, I don't love, like, he's a different person now, so it's, like, not like I would ever, like...
Right, he has a family and shit, right?
He does. So it's not like I would ever go back to that, but I know that was my first love. And they say that you have 3 loves of your life, you know, and I don't know how true that is, but, like, that's what I've heard, is, like, you know, you have your first love, which is, like, the one that is a genuine, but, like, the first one that you know, introduced to or whatever. Then you get your second one that is, like,
toxic.
Teaches you that kind of teaches you everything that you may want or don't want in a relationship, and then you have your third one that you're actually, like, truly in love with.
That's
and maybe
technically where I am right now.
One that got away.
That's technically where I am right now, but I think the first one is the one that got away, the first love, because, like, and what she said was, like, this is the first time that you felt this way about this person, about anybody, and you're not with them. That's the one that got away. That's what she's talking about. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
you know?
That is. I just want to, like, overview, talk about this real quick, and then you guys can put your jump in when you feel, But I think an overview of this is, guys, don't be saying you love her in the dating period. I think that's
in the dating period.
In the dating period,
really?
I don't think. Huh?
Really?
Well, what's your advice on when the dating period ends?
When you make it official, when you want to say, "Hey, let's become official," and then give that maybe like half a month or a month, and then throw out "I love you."
A half a month, 2 weeks. No.
Depends how long you've been dating, though, too, before you make it official.
I'd say that...
What I'm trying to get
That's what's so weird to me. Sorry to interrupt you. That's what's so
no,
weird to me.
Let's actually let him finish, because I think he's getting somewhere with this, and it might answer our questions. So, no, for real. Go ahead. So...
What I'm trying to get at is, in the dating period, the minute you say you love them, you've automatically scared them away. Because the whole dating period, what it is you're trying to get to know each other. You're trying to find the chemistry, and you're trying to find, is this it? Right?
Yeah.
The minute you say, I love you, you've automatically gotten way ahead of somebody.
Yeah.
And at that point, are you really looking deep inside and saying, this is a person I can see myself with? Or are you just talking like an overview of like, wow, things been going so great. I never done something like this. Oh my God, I'm excited. It's lust. I'm in love.
Yeah.
I love you. And it's like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times,
that's what it is.
it feels like guys do it before the girls
Oh,
do.
yeah. All the fucking time.
And it's because a lot of guys don't get that many dating experiences.
A lot of guys don't get attention.
Like women
that's a
do.
big thing.
Like women do.
Yeah.
So, my
Like,
key
all
advice...
women have to do is have boobs.
Pretty much.
That's basically it.
Pretty much. And an ass nowadays. Now it's ass.
No, not even that.
Well, yeah.
Like, as long as you don't look like a man, you're getting attention.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So my advice to guys out there, or women as well, is don't say love until it's become official. After you taking your time dating, and then you tie the knot officially, so to say, and we're one-on-one.
Okay.
Then maybe give it a month, maybe 2.
Oh.
And then say...
That was my question.
And then say love. Say, I love you. Like, this has been great. Like, because not only are you adding up the time you've dated, but now you're also taking the time that you dated and the time that you've been together.
Yeah.
To say it, where the other person can also say, I love you too.
So then that was my question. That's why I said let him finish, because he actually explained it. So you went on dates for like a month or 2, and then you made it official that you guys are dating, and you're not dating or you're not seeing anybody else. And then 2 or 3 months later, you say that you love them.
See, but that didn't answer nothing. He said answered my question.
Oh, okay.
What was your
Go
question?
So my thing is like,
Autumn?
Raise your hand first.
Do it. Raise your hand.
Because we're talking about, you said like dating, and so you have to keep in mind, I haven't dated since high school. High school dating and adult dating is totally fuking different.
Well, yeah, you're not going for milkshakes no more with the Johnny Rockets.
Well,
hey man.
among other things, like when you're in high school, for example, you start talking to somebody, right? And then you go into like, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend, or you want to be my boyfriend, whatever. And then
you become Facebook official.
Yeah, and then you're, whatever. And then, so for me, my first love was also high school. We were best friends before, so we built a relationship that was, just purely friendship.
Yeah.
And then it ended up progressing into flirtiness, and then, whatever. And he actually told me that he loved me before we were officially dating.
Oh, okay.
Did you say it back?
Yes, because I really did love him.
Okay. Well.
This is back when you were 15 or something, right? 14?
Yeah, I was a freshman and going into sophomore year. It was the summer going into my sophomore year.
The summer of 69.
Not quite.
I had that in my mind, too.
But then...
Got my first real 6-string.
So then, with my husband...
Fingers bled. Sorry.
We actually didn't have a first date until... Oh, God. Like, months after we had been, like, boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
So, and I can't remember exactly when he told me he loved me, but I'm pretty sure it was before we went on our first official dates. That's what's different to me, because now as an adult, you're going into like dating where you may be seeing multiple people or going out with multiple people before you're actually making it official.
Right.
I find that to be really weird. I don't know why, but I do. I guess maybe it's because my mindset is still... I didn't grow up going on dates. Mm-hmm. I didn't grow up, doing that kind of thing.
Well, neither did I.
Yeah.
And we already talked about on the show in earlier episodes, but I didn't go on any dates. Now I did.
You didn't go on
I'm not sure if I should say this name, but my first kiss, and I'm not sure if we talked about that. No, we didn't. We didn't talk about that. We can actually share that in this episode. This is the last relationship episode, anyways.
Yeah.
But
forever.
The first.
Not forever.
The first actual kiss. So actual kisses only count after 8th grade. They don't count anywhere before that. That's a rule because it's just like.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my first kiss was a freshman in high school. Even counting. Like, that's counting fucking elementary all the way.
Mine was 8th grade.
So 8th grade and on. So it's, so that could count, I guess. But for me, I'm not too sure if you know this person, but they currently, well, not currently, but they've had at least 2 children since.
Just name the name.
Jesus Christ. Just say the name for fuck's sake.
It was Brina.
Who?
Brina.
Who the fuck is that?
I'm glad you don't know who that person is, but they were.
Show me a picture.
Pull it up.
On the big screen.
I'm not gonna do that. It's just too much work. But
is this it right here on the? Oh God!
No.
Brina.
Oh, it looks like she might be married.
Who cares? It's not like you're gonna go after her.
And the thing was, like, she was cute. Like, in my opinion, she was cute.
Where was this?
But
High
she
school?
was.
Is this high school?
The more pictures I look at her, the more I'm like, ugh.
Just give it to me. I'll go through them.
So this was. Ooh, this is probably a decent one. This was back when I probably.
Decent one.
this is back when I probably kissed her.
When was this? What was
this was back in 2011.
2011.
So this was
Oh my God.
12 years ago.
2011. You kissed. Oh my goodness gracious! I remember her. Holy shit.
Let me see.
You do remember her?
Yeah, I do remember.
Oh, okay,
her.
yeah.
My first kiss.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking I had a rock hard dick. All right, and I wanted to feel some titties because she had very large boobs.
Fat, saggy ones,
You already
bro.
had the hard dick and then you kissed her, or
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! There's a picture of her in there with a rat. Yeah, kiss her. Oh my God!
So this is the first kiss. It was back in 2011.
Jesus Christ!
And I mean, when I look back on it, it's not that I regret it, but it's like.
Could have done better.
Could have done better. There are plenty of other very much more attractive women there. I don't know exactly why I kissed her.
I'll say, how did this came to be?
We went to North Lake, or maybe it was South Lake. It was one of the two. And we were just walking, and then we laid down, and we started making out, and that was basically it. And I was like, "Oh, this is great," because I think that she's kind of cute. She has huge tits, and I wanted to go
Standards.
from
right?
there. But she was very large, and if I'm gonna be totally honest with myself and my listeners, she kind of looked like my mother, and no, hang on.
Well,
that's
you've
not
been
the
looking
reason.
for that motherly love for many years.
That's not the reason, obviously, but they have done scientific studies where you find people who look like your mother more attractive. That's just the truth. It's a scientific fact.
That's true.
But
That is true.
but like Sam is like the total opposite from my mother, right? And it's just it happens to be something that you're familiar with, and then you kind of just go from there, right? But you build that up over decades of
So
what
you were sucking her tits. You looked up to her and it's like, "Mommy."
No, I didn't actually. I got to second base.
Right.
I got there, but I didn't like.
What is second base to?
It's feeling her up, like tits.
That is second
fingering
base?
her.
I always
Yeah.
thought second base was sex.
No, that's third base. What the fuck?
That's a home run, actually.
Oh, that's a home run. What's third
Yeah.
base then?
Third base would probably be like, I don't know, like
oral.
fingering, oral.
Oh, I guess I got to third base then because I fingered her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pruny, huh?
My first
Yeah.
kiss, I was a freshman in high school and he was a senior,
Yeah.
and like I hadn't
Was
done
he a skater boy? Did he say
No.
"see you later" boy?
no.
You were raped.
I hadn't done anything, like nothing at all. Like, this
Atta
is my
girl.
first kiss, and he was like
joining the sister
he
convention.
like felt down my like side of my like my side, and then he like started going up my like inner thigh, and I was like, nope, like get the fuck out of here.
I have standards.
I was, yeah, it was like, all right, I'm going inside. Thanks.
Thanks for filling me up.
Yeah, I was so like, ew.
What was your first kiss, Cisco?
Mine was in 8th grade. Her name was Leanna. She was not my first girlfriend from elementary school. She was actually my second. The first one was, her name was Larissa.
You had names. You just loved names.
Leanna?
Leanna,
Leanna.
Larissa.
You know what's the funny thing? I'll get to
Andrea.
Leanna in a minute, but Larissa was like the first one. She was a blonde gal, blue eyes. And I was head over heels for her.
Explains a lot. He loves blonde hair, blue eyes.
Long story short, there was something that happened then where we had to stop talking. And then that was that. I think we still went to 8th grade. Something about her mom wasn't okay with it or something.
Are you dating that beaner?
Later down in line, I bumped into her
Probably
on.
exactly what it was.
Later down in line, I bumped into her like on Meet Me, and I tried to hang out with her. And
But she was still with her mom and
no, but get this. So, I was driving the dually at the time, which was my dad's.
Yeah.
But we lived out of Buckeye. I was all cowboyed up. I was all this shit now, And
she was a sex pot.
And we met up. I met up with her because I kind of wanted to like
fuck her.
Well, not fuck her, but like, is it still there? Does that make sense? Kind of like your deal.
Yeah,
right?
the first love thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was, it turned out she was like a high school dropout. Oh. She was like living in a mobile park right by the prison.
Down by the river. Oh, okay.
Down by the prison. She was living with all these like white trash fucks, and like ended up dating one and had a kid on the way. Like, this is after I was just like, this is not like.
So it's kind of similar to my thing with Rebecca.
Kind of, but I didn't. Wow. I wasn't like looking for her like you did.
Yeah.
Like I was doing my life and I bumped into it and I'm like, let's see where it goes.
Interesting, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just turns out like I was like not gonna say successful because I'm not.
Well, way more successful.
But
than that.
I had a high school diploma. I had a job. I had a vehicle. I had all this shit.
Yeah.
She was getting rides. With a high school dropout, was not obviously not have her shit together. She's living in a mobile park by the prison.
Yeah.
Where some bitch can like escape and stab them all with a bottle. So it was a women's prison. So it just made me feel like, huh. And then next thing you know, she like dated some guy from the trailer park and then ended up having kids and thinking they were happy.
And now they're all trailer trash together.
And then they moved out to Buckeye and I never seen her since. And I just felt like, fuck you. Like I turned out pretty good.
You did a lot better than she did.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
So going back to the Leanna thing, this is a girl that I was like, I was seeing the world in rose-colored glasses. Like looking back on it at times,
was she like really big?
No, she was like tight body, had like big tits, and I was just
she was in 8th grade. What do you mean?
I was so oblivious to all this, and I could have like been late. What are you looking at me like that?
I'm just listening.
No, she was in 8th grade. How big a boob she could have had?
Well, they were decent. They weren't like stupidly big. But
I
they were
had
like
big boobs in 8th grade.
They were like decent. You know what I mean?
So did I.
And long story short, all it came out was just a kiss I got out of it. I almost felt at times like she wanted more, but I was just like.
So, but Leanna?
Yeah, but I was
that was your first kiss.
That was my first kiss. Yeah.
Okay, so when you where was it?
Where was it? It was in school.
It was at school.
Yeah.
Was it like a quick little?
Yeah. Yeah. So she wanted.
I was like, what a makeout session.
So she wanted it peck, and I was going for a full on like soap opera one.
You wanted to fucking feel
I was
her.
going open mouth, and she just wanted like a little.
You want to lick her cheek.
Huh?
You want to lick the inside of her cheek?
Yeah, I wanted to suck her mouth out. Is what it looked like.
So okay, so I'm not sure if pecks count though. Like, do you think a peck counts for a kiss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's like you're young.
Because like the first kiss that I had, like ever, was like in fucking daycare, and I was like 7, and that was a peck.
You were in daycare at 7 years old?
Yeah, something like that.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, my parents had full-time jobs, and they, But anyways, in school,
in kindergarten, bro.
No, but it was like an after-school program. You know what I'm saying? Like YMCA type shit. Yeah.
In kindergarten, bro.
Well, I mean, like kindergarten, you start going to kindergarten when you're like what, 4 or 5? Yeah, that was only 2 years difference. That's not weird.
Your ass should have been in 2nd grade.
I was in 2nd grade, and then I went to the after school program afterwards. But anyways, that's besides.
Daycare and after school program is 2 different things.
I mean, I guess. But anyways, that's besides the point. The actual point is, that's where I had my first kiss, and it wasn't anything serious. I was just kind of like there, and I liked the person, and I just kissed them on the fucking cheek or some shit.
That doesn't count on the cheek.
Exactly. So I'm like trying to figure out like
I would say a peck on the
what's
lips.
the difference?
Mine was a peck on the lip. I think one on the. What were you saying?
But
On the cheek,
when was your first make out session? Is my question. When you were a freshman, so
Yeah.
that counts. So, but like.
It had
That
to
was
be
my
after
first-
high school.
that
After high school was your
After
first
high
make out
school.
session?
Yeah, I didn't make out with nobody in high school.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was my first with the senior.
Yeah.
That was my first like peck
Yeah.
or like make out.
Right.
We didn't peck. We just went straight making out.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
I didn't have any like
Wow.
elementary school like pecking
Yeah.
going on.
So.
I didn't even hold anybody's hand until I was a freshman.
Really?
I think
wow.
I don't think I did either.
I did 7th grade with that one gal. The trailer trash bitch.
The Lashana or
Larissa.
Here
Do
you
you have a game, Cisco?
Yes, we do. We're moving on. We're closing this segment. Not yet, not yet, not yet. So we're going to set it up. So the way it goes is, right, I'm going to call this, I stole these questions off of AI and the morning show on 98 KUPD, okay?
98 KU.
Yeah, so got to give them credit, right? So I thought they were really funny. Do not take these questions serious. Answer them as funny and as best as you can.
And as quickly as possible.
So, this is called the Birds and the Bees game.
Oh,
Okay? So, what's going to be is, hold on. So, it's going to be, I'm going to ask you a question like if I was your kid.
Okay.
And you have to answer it like a dad should or would.
Okay.
The best, make it as funny as possible. And then I will ask you a question as a kid. And then you have to bet. This is practice.
Wait, can I say it how I will actually say it, or do I have to say it as in like how you want me to say it?
Don't go like political. Like, well, son, you have to like say it how you would.
I mean, I probably
So
would.
I'm gonna say it like I would be saying
Say
it
how
to
you
my
would.
kids.
Well, she currently has kids, so I mean,
Exactly, but
it's
we're
just
not. But she's not
repetitive.
prepped for that yet, right?
Some
Are
of
you
them.
prepped? Are you prepped for the birds and the bees already?
I've had to answer a couple questions from my
here
kids.
we go. Well, just answer it to the best you can.
Okay.
Obviously, I will. Well, answer it to the best you can. I will not
How
take
old
these
are you?
questions
I
serious.
have to know how old you are. To
Okay,
set the
let's
setting.
go with
7,
11.
11.
Oh,
11.
Whoa, that's too late. That's too late
No,
for
it's
birds and
not.
bees. That's way too late.
Hold on. When was 7th grade?
Because some girls and guys
How
go
old are you in
like
7th
girls
grade?
and boys, they go into puberty at like 9 or 10 depending how autistic they are.
11.
So like
How autistic?
yeah,
that's a thing. That's a thing. If you're autistic, you go into
All right.
puberty a lot quicker.
Okay. How old were you when you were in 7th grade? 11. That's when I had sex
Fuck, I
ed.
don't remember.
I was I think so.
I was
11.
in
11.
sixth,
11.
I was in
So
6th
11 it
grade
is.
when I had sex ed.
What's that?
I was in 6th grade when I had sex ed.
6th or 7th, yeah.
So
Same.
fine. 10.
10. That's
10?
10. Let's go with 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit it. Who should I start
She's
with?
already laughing.
I'm gonna start with Josh here. Ready? Papa, what should I do if I feel pressured by my partner or peers to engage in sexual activities before I'm ready?
Well, son. Wait, is this a son or a girl?
It's a boy. It's whatever you want it
All
to
right.
be.
All right. So, well, son, I want you to grab her by the pussy. I'm just joking. No.
Grab her hard. Grab her really hard.
Well, so hang on. Can you say it again? Daddy's been drinking.
Papa, what should I do if I feel pressured by my partner or peers to engage in sexual activities before I'm ready?
I'm trying to figure out which 10-year-old talks like that.
Doesn't matter. Answer it. So I would say personally
Just say no.
Answer it like you were talking to your son. Well, son.
Just say no, son. You don't need that right now. There's no reason for you to be feeling those kinds of feelings. And, if you have any questions, come ask me.
Okay. Thanks, Papa.
You're welcome, son.
Mommy? Mommy? Do you think you guys have a secret stash of outdated and cringeworthy books on sex education that we can showcase in a museum?
Oh my god.
Who the fuck's... What 10-year-old talks like that? That's what I'm saying.
Who comes up with these questions?
Yeah, this is AI, apparently.
Yeah, these are the AI ones.
So,
did you give it a template to pretend to be a 10-year-old?
Yeah, I did.
That a 10-year-old talks like
I
that?
had to hurry up and copy it because they would always be like, this goes against our privacy thing. Because I'd be like, give me 10 questions like a son will ask his parents about like sex and make it comedic. And then it would always show me, it would write it out, and then it would block it. Like, it'd be like, this is against our privacy thing. I'm like, fuck you.
Wow.
okay, so the question is, do I have...
You have a secret stash of your old 80s porns?
80s.
Maybe something
How old
with
do you
like,
think I am, you motherfucker?
Maybe something with like hair pies from Grandma and Grandpa's days?
Hair pies?
Hair pies.
I do not have any of that, but I bet your great-grandma probably does.
Can we put it in the museum?
Probably.
Probably.
Can we go tomorrow?
Sure.
I want it in the kids' museum.
No.
All the hairy hair pies.
Probably not the kids' museum.
Ta-da!
That's not how a 10-year-old talks, bro.
Yeah, 10-year-olds are about to hit puberty, so that means that their voices are getting more
Fuck you.
mature.
We're going with what I wanted, okay? It's my goddamn game.
Okay.
Ta-da! If I ever started a band, should I name it the Condominiums? Or the Or the Abstinent Avengers as my tribute to sex education?
Abstinent Avengers or condominiums? Well, son, first off, I want to figure out where this band's gonna be, because if it's too fucking loud, I'm gonna tell you to get the hell out of my house. I don't want that in my house.
I want it gospel sounding.
Now, if you really want to name your band, I would go based on what is catchy, and neither of those are catchy. And
I think the Condominiums give a pretty good protection name,
Right, so condominiums, no one's, though, unless you spell it very specific to where it's like talking about sex, I would say that no one's gonna give a shit about your band, and it's gonna fail within about 6 months.
So the Abstinent Avengers, got it.
Both of those sound stupid, if I'm gonna be
What
honest.
would you recommend, Dada?
I would recommend you shutting the hell up and not trying to start a band in my house at 10 years old, because that's one of the most annoying things that I can think of at this point.
You don't know what you're talking about. I want safe sex, Dada.
Don't have sex at 10 years old. I don't know how much more clear I can be about that.
Oh, this
You
better
don't
be-
need to have
My
sex.
dreams are crushed. I'm gonna go get laid now and be a slut.
Okay, don't come back home if you're gonna do that shit.
Damn.
How did I do?
Mommy, what is oral sex? A girl at work says she's good at it. What does that mean?
Girl at work. What is this 1920s fucking chimney sweeps?
Damn.
Goddamn.
She works with me in the newspapers. Put that on my door.
You're a delivery boy?
1950s.
Since when?
Oh my
What is
God.
oral sex? A girl says she's good at it. What does that mean?
I'm still gonna claim you on my taxes.
I have to answer this for real.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's when a guy or a girl goes down on your private parts.
Oh my God! What do they do down there?
Well, if this is a boy, kid.
It could be whatever you want.
I'm a boy. I'm not generally confused.
Either
Come on
way,
now.
it doesn't really matter as long as it's going. You know,
Well, I mean, they suck on your pee-pee.
they
Oh
suck
my
on your pee pee
God! How?
with their mouth. Just say with their mouth.
With their mouth.
Oh my God!
Like you do a blow pop.
Oh! Oh!
Does it taste like a blow pop?
Do I put my
No.
mouth like this? Oh!
Don't ever do that again.
Pap
Peppy. Why does it keep
Peppy.
changing?
My friend says everyone that's cool has a finishing move. What's yours?
Oh my god.
Where do you put it?
A finishing move? What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
Finishing move.
The finishing move. How do you finish?
Oh, I usually
What's your
RKO
last
them.
move? What is it?
I RKO them.
Where do you put it?
I RKO.
Where do you put your penis?
How do you know that word? You're 10 years old.
I've been learning anatomy on the TikTok.
Wait, which word? Penis?
Yeah.
My kids know that they're.
Oh, that's good. That's a good thing. Actually.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Where do I put it? Well, let's just say, let's say that you know what dogs do when they're feeling a certain way and they start humping your leg.
You mean when Sparky got stuck with Samantha?
What?
That's the dog's names.
Oh, yes, like that.
We should have
son.
named her after a real person.
Yeah. Okay. That.
That's the finishing move,
That's
getting
the
your penis stuck in them?
Yeah. Exactly. And then you roll over. That's basically.
And then
it.
what?
That's basically, and then you go take a shower afterwards.
A cold one? My friend said you need to take a cold one after.
You don't have to, but sure.
Mammy!
How many more of these questions
I have
do
no
we
idea.
have?
Mammy,
He
is
said
butt play
15 minutes,
real?
What?
Butt play, is it real? My friend says it is, and cool kids do it. Are you a cool kid, Mama?
I don't know what butt play is, so I
Butt
guess
play.
I'm not.
Yes, you do.
That's where you play with the butt.
Butt play.
What
Cool
do you
kids do
mean?
it.
Like butt plugs and slapping and
Are
shit.
you a
Oh,
cool kid,
I
Mama?
don't do that. No.
No, don't do butt play?
No, but
So
That-
you're not cool if you do it?
It's exit only, son.
exactly.
So it's not cool, so that kid lied to me.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Father!
Oh my god.
No, your father.
What's the best position in your experience for female stimulation?
You know, actually, son, I
This
heard
is on this fucking thing that you pulled up.
what
Jesus.
I actually heard was that I think it's a missionary. It's where you're in front of them and you're like, you know, going down like that, and you're penetrating them. And then
Can
you
you
put
demonstrate that again?
yeah, you
So you're
like
just
like
ramming?
this is them, and then you go in them like that. Yeah,
Where are you ramming that hand?
right where it should be, son. Anyways, so you do that, but you also at the same time you push down on their pelvis, and apparently it makes it feel better.
The belly?
No, the pelvis.
Oh, what? Oh.
Here, I'll show you. I'm just-
we lost a viewer.
They're like, no, I'm done. It's because it's fucking music, bro. I'm telling you.
What position do you use on mommy for stimulation?
Whatever she wants.
Mother! What is the physical thing that always made you climax?
Oh my god!
Why?
Never
This
told
little,
my 10-year-old
this little
Son,
fucking
you are
child.
not allowed to ask these questions.
Go to the
I'm not
room.
answering
What makes you climax?
Grounded.
I'm taking
What
your
makes you
tablet away.
climax, and can I know can you pass it on to me?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is never gonna be answered to my.
I like it when she makes T-Rex noises.
Oh. That was Butte Raptor.
Are we done? Like, I gotta pee, dude. Like,
Papa!
Jesus.
If sex is with a man and a woman, how do gays make love on their wedding nights?
Well, little Timmy, remember how I
Perfect
said?
question for him.
Remember how I said that anal is for exit only?
Yes.
Well, this isn't the same way for them. They make it work.
So wait, whoa. So they put their penis in the poop hole?
Yes, they do.
And how do they make it work, Dada?
They just do. It's
It's the
something.
same thing as a
Can you
vagina.
explain it to me?
It's the same thing as a vagina, except for it's the butthole.
So you know the feeling you get when you
Oh!
You know the feeling that you get when you're taking a poop? Imagine the poop going inside you instead of it coming out.
That sounds excruciating.
Yes.
I've been learning the dictionary. And that's that, guys.
Oh, thank God.
Well,
all right,
let's wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap it up just like the condominium thing.
Abstinent Avengers. Woo! Oh man. Hey everybody, this is what did we learn, right? Or where's the wisdom with Cisco?
Where's the wisdom with Cisco?
Let's start it off with, fellas, if you see a fat bitch wearing a crop top, quickly run to the store and get her a t-shirt. Tell her you have grown that already. Here's a bigger shirt your size.
I dare you to do that. I fucking
Give me a t-shirt.
You gotta call her Pooh
Swear
Bear.
to
Give
God.
me a t-shirt, I'll make it happen.
We're
Call
going
her
to the
Pooh
mall
Bear.
and we're gonna
Yeah.
do it.
Give me a little intoxicated, I'll fucking do it.
Dude, call her Pooh Bear.
I'll do it.
Really
I'll do
piss
it
her
for
off.
views. I better run for my life after. Fellas, are you saying love on the first date? Shall I recommend a therapist or suicide? Because that's not the way to do things. It's called lust, not love. And last but not least. Oh shit! I had it set.
God damn it, Cisco.
There it is. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you're doing, you'll be successful. And that has been Words of Wisdom with Cisco. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that was good. That was good,
Thank
Cisco.
you.
Everywhere you look. So I asked Tom this thing last time, so I guess we'll just go.
You asked me last time.
No, I asked
too.
him. I asked
You asked
Tom.
me and Tom. So
I asked you and
Cisco.
Tom? So, okay, Cisco's next.
Let's hear it.
So, Cisco, actually, you might actually know the answer to this one. Cisco, what did the farmer say when he... Oh, hang on. This is Dad Jokes with Josh. What did the farmer say when he couldn't find his tractor?
It's a perfect question for him.
I know.
What did the farmer say? Because he couldn't find his
When he
tractor?
couldn't find his tractor.
Darn.
No, he said, where's my tractor? And this has been Dad Jokes with Josh.
Whoa, wait, what?
He said,
What?
where's my tractor?
What did he... Wait, what was the joke?
He has asked where his tractor was. That's the...
That was a bus.
No,
Josh?
that was. What did the farmer say when he couldn't find his tractor? He asked where the tractor was. I mean, I feel like I'd say the same thing if I was a farmer and he couldn't find his tractor. But anyways, that was Dad Jokes with Josh. So we are done with the relationship segment. I believe the next special that we're gonna have is about conspiracy theories.
Honestly,
Yes.
we might just do that next month.
Well, yeah, obviously,
Let's do it in
next month.
August.
But
we need
but,
a break from these.
But so
go back to our
July
future
is
programming.
going to be our first return back to the news stuff.
Next week?
Yeah, next week.
Yes.
In July. You said next month.
July. On 4th of July week.
Oh, you know what? Actually, because I don't know what day the 4th of July is. Is that like
do you
a
have
Monday?
a closing one?
Not
Oh, it's a
yet.
Tuesday.
Darn.
So we're actually going to be back July 3rd, which is right before. There might actually be fireworks out when we're doing the show, so that'll be kind of interesting.
On the third?
Yeah, the 3rd is when the next show is. Autumn, are you said that your kids are going to their grandparents?
Yeah, I don't have a date yet. But yeah.
Is it this weekend? Like this coming weekend?
I'm hoping that no, it won't be this coming weekend.
Okay.
It'll be hopefully the following weekend.
Got it. So we're gonna try to do some stuff probably that weekend. So we'll have some stories to bring back for our listeners.
For sure.
So. Alrighty. Anyone else got anything else?
I think that's it.
Alrighty.
That's
So,
it.
in the meantime... Wait, what?
That's it.
That's it. So, in the meantime, in the between time, I've been Cisco.
And I'm Josh.
I'm Autumn.
And this has been the conclusion of the relationship saga. We'll catch you next week when we're back with the news. Yeah.
Audio Jungle.